Really simple one today. We're gonna go back to basics, the belt. 3 common mistakes I see with people wearing belts are position, too high or too low, tightness, too tight, too loose, and also strength, not being able to breathe well into the belt. It's a skill that you have to acquire. You have to be strong enough to do it, and you have to teach yourself how to do it properly. So, I got my sweet Elite FTS belt. First one being too high or too low. So a lot of times I see guys and girls put their belt on around their hips or even below their hip. I don't know if people think this is to protect their low back or they feel it's comfortable there. The problem with this is our bracing should happen around the widest point of our body, of our belly. This is comfortable, but it's not really helping your back. It's not helping you brace. It's not helping you be stronger or transfer force better. So too low is a problem. Now, I won't comment because I don't wear my belt up here. I've seen guys do it. I've seen Stan Efferding do it. And I'll just be honest, I don't get it. The concept doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me as far as breathing, as far as getting your rib cage expanded. So this is obviously a little eccentric. People don't wear them quite, most people don't wear them quite this high. So point being, if you look at my belly, I stick my belly out, got a little belly going on. I stick it out, this is the widest part. So generally I tend to wear that belt here. So it's gonna sit just below my ribs. And sometimes I'll even actually press it down. So it pulls my belly up into it, up into myself, I guess. So that's first on positioning. Second, on tension, on tightness. I've noticed that I have a couple clients who they get that belt on extremely tight, so tight that it's almost like I can't even get it there right now without a power rack, but their belly's spilling out over it. It's like they have no waist and then their belly's out over it. The problem with that is, again, bracing. You can't brace into that. You don't have enough room to expand and fill the belt. So that's too tight. Too loose, which you rarely see, but I guess you could sometimes, is here, where people go up to the bar and they just get their belt on, they're ready to go. This should be, again, around the widest part of your belly, and I should be able to, for the most part, tighten it myself without having to lean back on a rack, although that is kind of nice sometimes. So once I get into that position, I can feel everything's nice and tight. I can get a finger in on either side, not too much of a problem, but I can't get a whole lot more than that. And all I do from that position, now this gets into number 3, is breathing. I'm trying to take my obliques and fill my belt this way. I'm not just lazy, I'm not just relaxing and pushing into my belt this way. That was a mistake I made as a beginner lifter. So find that spot, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think about expanding this way. If you go back to one of my older videos, 90-90 breathing, balloon, laying on the ground, that's a really good way to learn how to expand at this part. But again, I'm trying to, if I put my fingers in here, put my thumbs in here, breathe into that. And now I have 360 bracing, right? So I'm like that full, like a Coke can or a beer can that you haven't opened, there's pressure the whole way around. The belt is what's going to secure that. And you're getting reciprocal feedback. So I know once I put that belt on, I can feel where everything is. One of the other pieces that I learned from Jabez Burford when we were squatting together is I would get under the bar and I would get my air and then I would pull my lats down. The problem was, once I already had my air, I couldn't get my lats engaged because they run the entire way down, right? So Jabez taught me, if I pull my elbows in and I get my lats engaged and elongated, once they're in that position and then I breathe into my belt sideways, everything gets locked into place. So that was important for me to learn as a squatter, and maybe even for deadlift also. One other tip I have for you, now you have to figure out for yourself where your belt tightness should be, where your tension should be. You got to be strong enough to breathe into it. I will tell you that generally for squats, I'll wear it 1 notch tighter, and for deadlifts, 1 notch looser. So experiment with it, try. That's why I don't wear a lever belt. I get asked a lot of times why I still wear the old school 2-prong. I don't know, I'm an idiot. It's just what I like. But I mean, it's a sweet belt too, so what the hell. But that's all. Those are the basics. So do your thing.